6:45. So millennials, they're trying to buy homes, but many of them are, they're weighed down with student loans and other things. So who do they turn to? Their parents, and on a very regular basis now. We're joined by Shashank Shekhar. He's a best-selling author, real estate expert. I found him online at arcuslending.com. Shashank, great to have you here.
Great to be on the show.
Yeah. Now, you're Arcus Lending. What kinds of things do you do there?
So we are a mortgage lending company, and we work actually a lot with millennials and helping them buy their first homes.
Okay. So now when we hear, basically there's a new survey showing that something like 17% of parents of millennial children are expecting to help their kids buy a home. I guess that doesn't sound like that much. 17%, does that sound like a big number to you, or?
Yeah, they're 17% actually. The data said, or the survey said that 17% of parents do plan to help their millennial children anytime over the next 5 years to help buy homes, either by paying for their down payment or helping them move into their home so that they can save some more money.
I see. And so do you find yourself then talking to both the parents and the kids when you're doing these loans?
We usually would talk to the kids, and of course, kids take most of the conversation to their parents. And when we consult them and we tell them that this is how much money you would probably need to buy a home, and that's where they get into the conversation with their parents in terms of how much they can help with and how much they can come up with.
What, is it the down payment that they get the help with? Is that where it is?
So if they're already ready to buy a home, then, of course, most of the help comes in the form of down payment. But what the trends are showing and what the stats are showing is that they are helping them even much earlier in the process. I mean, if you just graduated, then they would allow them to move in with themselves so that they can live with them for a few years and save on rental payment. And use that towards down payment later in the process when they're ready to buy a home.
And so what happens, though, down the road once they get the home? Do millennials have problems keeping up payments if they were getting help initially?
I don't think it's the monthly payment that's a challenge. Of all the clients that we have been working, it's usually that's not a problem. Also understand that the way the lending works now, they make sure that you're getting a loan where you're well under your income, so you are qualified and you will be able to afford a payment like that. So we don't really see that as a problem as they move forward. So their biggest challenge seems to be the fact that they don't have enough money for down payment.
Get into a home. And nowadays, is it worth buying versus renting? What are the factors there right now?
For millennials, the data shows that last year their home ownership percentage went down to the lowest level since we started tracking it way back in 1980. So that's an alarming trend for sure for the housing market, because they are the up-and-coming buyers and you want them to buy more homes. And one of the reasons is the fact that a lot of them are in the tech sector and they keep moving, as in places like San Jose and Seattle and Boston. And so we have all these places, and they don't know if they will live in that place for a long time.
They don't want to be locked into a home. Well, I guess they've lived through the meltdown, too. They saw what can happen. Does that change their perspective then?
Absolutely, and psychologically speaking, these are the people who were there right in the center when 2007, 2008 crisis happened. So it will take them a few years to just get used to the fact that they want to buy a home, because they must have seen their parents losing a lot of equity and maybe even losing homes in some cases.
I know the housing market's coming back here in Michigan. Is your view that nowadays buying and selling, you'd be able to get in and out of a house fairly easily, or is that not certain still?
That is mostly certain, and the way the real estate recovery has happened in Michigan and across the country is that's the median home prices are going up. And if you want to get into a home today and then you are moved out of job because you've got a better job somewhere else, then if the real estate prices continue where they are, it should be fairly easy for you to get in and get out in a couple of years if you want to do that.
Has anything changed to avoid another housing bubble, or is that still a potential in the future?
I think a lot of things have happened. One of the biggest reasons why housing bubble happened was because of the fact that the loans were done without income verification. So we didn't know that if these people will be able to afford the payment or not. Now pretty much 100% of the loans, you have to verify your income. So we as lenders for sure know that if you kept the job, then you will be able to make that payment. So that being the case, I really As in, there can always be a stabilization of the price. The prices can go up or down a little bit, but of a crisis or a meltdown, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Shashank Shekhar, best-selling author, real estate expert. Online, it's arcuslending.com, ARCUS, arcuslending.com. Shashank, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep.